Good morning, Miss. Thank you for watching this presentation. I'm Ignacio Figueroa and I'm studying hotel management, and today I'm going to talk about the tourism impact in Valparaiso. So first, I divided my presentation in 4 topics. I'm going to start with the economic impact, then the social impact, after that the environmental impact, and finally I'll give you a proposal to improve Valparaiso. My presentation will be no more than 5 minutes, and if you have any question you can write me. So I'm going to start with the positive economic impact. First, the government with Senator have been generating a large amount of public investment to generate the growth of tourism industry in Valparaiso. And second, locals have started opening restaurants following the increase of tourists, helping the local economy to grow. For the other side, with the negative economy impact, in the new year after the massive arrival of tourists, there is an inflation in prices. This benefits those who have their companies, but harms the locals who are the most affected. And the second is that Valparaiso has a high season from November to May. In winter, there is not much tourism, so some workers lose their jobs due to the seasonal tourism of Valparaiso. The next one is the positive social impact. First, Valparaiso was declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. This has helped maintain the Portina traditions and culture. And second, the creation of business and jobs through tourism helps locals to improve their quality of life in addition to their physical and mental health of them. The next one, and for the other side, the social impact, is that in high season the locals are affected by the mass tourism. International and Chilean tourists make the street collapse, and Valparaiso has narrow streets, so there are not so many parking spaces, along with which lifestyle on those dates is affected. The crime has increased in Valparaiso. The local feels unsafe walking on the street. The last year, in 2019, a tourist was killed just to steal his backpack. And that's because there are not police officers on the streets and no security protocols to take care of them and the locals. And for the other side, with the positive environmental impact, first, after the awareness of young people and local of the contribution of and pollution generated by tourists, they clean the streets to improve the environmental quality. And the government and Servitude in Valparaiso is in charge of the correct preservation of monuments and historical buildings of the city. And the negative environmental impact is that every year in celebration of the New Year, Valparaiso is one of the most important places where tourists come to celebrate. But the next day is typical to see a lot of garbage in the streets. And this is frequently seen on Valparaiso's street. So the second one is that some tourists go to Valparaiso to camp, and sometimes they do not follow the provisions and making bonfires, so they start fires that damage the city. And finally, talking about the proposal, to improve the impact of tourism in Valparaiso, we must make sure to reduce the insecurity of Valparaiso. Better surveillance systems must be implemented in the streets, which allow to ensure the physical integrity of those who pass through it. In addition, the government must implement the new programs that help to reactivate tourism in low season, so that is no seasonal employment, along with creating awareness campaigns and care for the maintenance of the tourist places. Finally, we must implement new training programs in service languages, sustainability, which allow locals to deliver a better level of service to tourists. This will help them to continue growing with their companies and for more tourists to visit them for the great experience they offered. Thank you, Miss. This was my presentation. I hope you like it. Thank you very much.